In your inaugural address, you claim to have concern over the fact that in far too many places in Virginia, the zip code determines not just how well you do, but how long you will live. Why then do you continue to ignore the communities along the routes of the Atlantic Coast and Mountain Valley pipelines? These communities were racially and economically targeted by the pipeline companies because of their zip codes. Zip codes that are associated with being predominantly rural and or low-income or communities of color. The economies, public health, and quality of life for these communities will be devastated by the pipelines, as is proven by the science you claim to care about and by the water contamination already occurring along the Mountain Valley pipeline route. It is a prime example of what you pretended to lament in your inaugural address. Yet you remain on the side of the pipeline companies over the Virginians that you are sworn to protect. You may claim you neither support nor oppose the pipelines, but your inaction is equal to support for the pipeline companies and their unjust and racist practices. Your own Advisory Council on Environmental Justice found that racial and economic targeting was used by the pipeline companies and that the evaluation of water quality impacts along the pipeline routes has been inadequate. The Council delivered to you an official letter with their findings of environmental injustice and recommendations for a freeze on the pipeline permits before the State Water Control Board met last week. You unjustly dismissed their letter as a draft, to which an astonished council member responded, "I am surprised by the governor's press staff questioning the finality of the letter after he worked for 3 months to achieve consensus." And still, you stood by silently as your Department of Environmental Quality falsified a summary of the comments that proved the nationwide Permit 12 was inadequate to protect Virginia's water quality standards. And you stood by silently as the State Water Control Board failed to protect Virginia's water and Virginia's communities by voting for no revocation or even modification of the pipeline's permits. Your Advisory Council on Environmental Justice yet again made their letter even more official at their meeting yesterday, voting to again deliver the letter to you. You still remain silent. To say shame on you would be an understatement. Please find with this letter a map of the communities you are forsaking and your support for corporate abuse, environmental racism, and environmental injustice. We urge you, yet again, to visit the communities firsthand to see the devastation your abandonment is allowing.
Dr. Northam, do no harm.
Good job. Protect our future. Protect our future. Protect our future. Protect their future. Protect their future. Protect their future. Protect their future.
Protect their future.
Woo! Water is life. 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 No fracking way. Do we want these pipelines?
No fracking way.
Do we want these pipelines?
No fracking way.
Do we want these pipelines?
No fracking way.
Do we want these pipelines?
No fracking way.
Do we want these pipelines?
No fracking way!
Protect the earth! Protect the earth! Protect the earth!
Protect air!
Protect
our air! Protect our air!
Who's complicit?
Northern is complicit!
Northern is complicit! Northern is complicit! Northern is complicit! Northern is complicit! Northern is complicit!
Northern is complicit!
Alright, which one do you want?
We're proud